Hi friends, Amber here with Parents for Transparency. I'm here interviewing my very favorite son, KJ Cebull. He is a student at Cypress Lake Middle School. Prior to that, you attended which school, KJ?
Heights Elementary.
You loved it, right?
Yeah.
Heights Elementary is the IB World School located in the Heights community. Great school. Why did you decide to attend Cypress Middle?
I think I wanted a change of pace. Heights is a education school, more unlike others.
Academic,
Yeah, academic, not education. I think all schools are probably.
hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I wanted a change of pace. Going to Cypress is more of an arts school.
What's your favorite arts class that you have at Cypress Lake Middle School?
So, I think it's between chorus or robotics because I've had a lot of fun at both. Programming is very interesting to me. And in sixth grade, I wouldn't think that choir was going to be a interest of mine, but yeah.
What do you like best about, like, what's your favorite, like, more academically minded class?
I think I've had a lot of fun with history. There are a lot of more interesting things about history that I didn't know before coming to Cypress.
What's a fun history fact?
Um,
Put you on the spot.
oh, okay. There was a colony called Roanoke. I'm sure you've heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it mysteriously went missing maybe 100 or 200 years ago in America. Yeah.
Wow.
And nobody knows what happened. It was around 120 people, just disappeared, and no one can tell why.
That's crazy. Okay, so let's get to the meat of things. Let's talk about some of the behavioral issues that we've experienced in our 2 years, as now you're a seventh grader, you're going into eighth grade.
Yep.
At Cypress Lake Middle, and what have been a couple of your challenges that you've had inside the classroom?
I think one of my main challenges has been like being able to sit still and pay attention for the entire class period 7 times in a row.
Yeah, it just is. Why?
Well, I mean, this is a personal thing, but I personally think school, even though some subjects are more interesting than others, isn't the most engaging thing.
Yeah. So, would you say you're getting bored?
Yeah, definitely.
Why?
Just like it's kind of easy, and even when I don't know something, it's easy to learn and then apply that to whatever questions or tests are needed of me.
You find yourself finishing your work very quickly,
Yeah,
or
definitely.
okay. So, what happens usually when you experience behavior issues?
I have to. Oh wait, with behavioral issues, it's either a demerit, a minor referral, a major referral, and timeout, and all the in betweens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you've been talking too much, or like, what is the?
Actually, I've been working on talking, but mostly it's just sitting still. Like it's really hard for me to.
Yeah, I
sit
feel like.
still and
Go ahead.
that's it.
I feel like a lot of the calls that I've gotten from your teachers have been like, he's a really smart kid. He's always engaged in class. He's always answering questions, but he really struggles to sit still. So, like, let's talk about boredom in the classroom. Can we talk about boredom in the classroom?
Sure.
What do you think if a kid, finishes his work really quickly? What do you think should be options for him after that?
I think one of the main problems I've had is that I've had some teachers who hadn't let me do things that I should be able to do after I finish my work.
Sometimes teachers really struggle with how many kids they have and maintaining
Right.
structure in their classroom, I think, right? You wrote a paper.
Right. In global perspectives.
Yeah, global perspectives. Tell me about your global perspectives class. What's that about?
So it's actually a pretty interesting class. It's about, well, obviously global perspectives, but thank you.
You're welcome.
It's more about the cultural aspect of the world and what we can do to improve it and what's going on in the world.
That sounds like an amazing class.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like that would be my favorite class. So you wrote a paper. What's it called?
Education trends in today's world.
Okay. What's it about?
It's about my opinion on new technology and things that should be implemented into future schools.
Yeah? Like what?
One of them is, give me a second, AR and VR.
Okay.
I think since we've already went over this, one of my main problems has been boredom. I think this would be a really good way to keep it engaging in class.
I love that. How would you see yourself using AR or VR in class?
Well, it'd be much easier to do things like take notes, right? And things with like VR, I know some of my teachers have implemented like learning games. I think VR would be a great way to implement more learning games, make it more educational and engaging.
I love that idea.
Thank you.
That would probably be expensive, right?
Absolutely.
How do you think we could cover something like that?
Money.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the most interesting things that's happening in the district right now that you might not be aware of is that there's a huge budget deficit.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you know about that?
Well, I first heard about it when my friend called me. He was really angry about something that basically the superintendent cut a ton of money for something, and one of his not one of his elementary school was very deeply cut by this.
So everyone's aware. The superintendent does not cut budgets on their own. The school,
Right.
the school board. Let's pause for a media break. Thank you for our commercial break. Pause for the dog halftime show.
Right.
that we were putting on. So the superintendent actually doesn't cut the budget on her own.
Right.
She has a whole board, and they all agree on it together. But your friend's not wrong because they were cutting a lot of money out of Edison Park, which is really unfortunate because you guys love the arts so much, and it's part of what makes school so exciting, right?
Yeah. One of his main issues with it was that they were cutting a ton of the arts programs, which kind of makes Edison Park an arts school, and that they might have to actually change their name from Edison Park School of the Arts to Edison Park.
That's interesting because I bet that would be really expensive, right? To change your name. How do you, like, can you imagine all the different things you'd have to change your name on? Like, what would some of those be?
A ton of documents. You would obviously need whatever sign you have out front to be changed. Any media your school is in, would have to make sure to use your correct name, etc.
Yeah. Logos, shirts, business cards, brochures, websites. So many things. Anyway, okay, so AR, VR. What a cool idea. I love that. Can you imagine like being in your classroom with like a headset and like just like checking out like some, I don't know, foreign country or like third world or something like
Jarvis,
that?
record this for me.
Saying. Who's Jarvis? I don't even know.
Iron Man's assistant.
Oh.
You don't know Iron Man's?
I don't know. Iron Man's assistant. Wow. Okay, what else did you put in this paper of yours?
So another one of my points was gamification. Like I said, with VR, it would help make it more engaging with games. But this wouldn't just be like an add-on. This would be like a main part of the curriculum.
So what do you mean exactly when you say gamification? Like turn learning into a game?
No, like introduce games into learning, not just as, like I said, as an add-on, but like as a main thing.
Like computer games?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. How would you do that?
So I've noticed a lot of my friends have found game websites to play games on in class, and I've played a few games on there too. But since I've noticed the games being played in class, I think games are definitely a great way to make learning more engaging and educational.
So what you're saying is basically if kids are going to be playing games in class anyway that are not exactly licensed, that maybe they should integrate that into the learning curriculum and make those games part of the learning experience so that kids can both play games and learn fun things at the same time.
Yeah.
That's an amazing idea. I love that. Okay, so there's part of your paper, I think it's the next part of your paper actually, it says AI personalized curriculums.
Right. So we were just talking about how I get bored in class because I finish my work so fast. Things like an AI personalized curriculum would tailor a curriculum to a person. And AI would help teach that student, make it easier on the teacher, and it would give them work. Instead of having a ton of free time that I can't really do anything with, I would be able to continue learning with this curriculum, and I wouldn't need to finish my work so fast because it would be tailored to my level of education.
Yeah. Where you're at in your skill sets in your brain. So that's a really interesting concept. How many students are in your classes, like on average?
Oh, in classes, 25.
25. Did it feel like a lot of kids in class or like not that
It
much?
kind of depended on the classroom. Some of my classrooms were portables, others were like actual classrooms. But I'd say it could feel kind of crowded, mostly because of the desk size, but a little bit because of the people too.
Okay. And so do you feel like you are able to get one-on-one, like individualized learning?
Absolutely not. I don't mean to be super strong about that, but if there's any work to be done and the whole class is working on it, that's the only one-on-one time. And even then, the teacher's always working on the next thing for the class. There's not a lot of time to actually ask them about this. It's always raise your hand and I'll get to you at some point. And if they don't get to you, then
Yeah. Do you want to do some quick math with me? You're really good at math, right?
sure.
He's really good at math. So 25 students in a classroom,
Right.
one teacher.
Right.
That's a ratio, right?
Right.
So how long would you say it takes to have like a one-on-one interaction about honestly anything with a kid?
Okay, so for that kind of depends on what the subject is, but for math, for example, if they don't understand a topic, I think it takes maybe 5 to 10 minutes to teach that topic to a single kid. I think one of the reasons why it takes so long to introduce a new topic in a classroom is because of the large amount of students.
Yeah.
The one-on-one time is most of the class once the topic is introduced. But if there is another kid at the same time who needs help, they have to wait until that 5 to 10 minutes is up before they can get help. And usually there's 5 to 7 kids who don't understand it.
How long is a class period?
45 minutes.
What's 25 times 5?
Times 5?
Yeah.
125.
So if each kid got 5 minutes of hands-on one-on-one with the teacher, that teacher would need 125 minutes, but they only have 45 minutes.
Right.
That sucks for the teacher and the students. So given the fact that there is very little one-on-one time, as we've seen in our little math problem that we've just
Right.
done, how do you think AI could factor into that?
So with AI, like I was saying, it would give less of a load on the teacher. AI is pretty advanced right now. It could help teach the student.
Yeah. It could probably even come up with some gamification, right?
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Okay. What else could you do in AI personalized curriculums?
So AI personalized curriculums can't just help with teaching, but since they also have a bigger area of information, it could be able to take that information and give it to the student. It wouldn't just have to base it off of what they can remember. It would be what the internet as a whole can remember. And
What if it's like giving people the wrong information though?
well, that would probably be a big issue. I think one of the best ways to maybe stop that from happening would be creating an AI to just be an educational technology.
Yeah. Giving it like certain parameters or whatever for what it's allowed to say and what it's not allowed. Like kind of like your teachers, right?
Right.
Because your teachers are like only allowed to have certain things that they say in class or things that they discuss in the curriculum. Interesting. What else is in your paper?
So this was the only part I was not looking forward to
What?
doing.
The plan of action?
'Cause this was the only part of my paper that I wasn't graded well on.
Oh, why?
In-goal perspectives, there are very specific criteria you have to meet, especially for the plan of action.
What is that?
So it's a smart goal. You know what a smart goal is, right?
I do know what a SMART goal is. What is a SMART goal?
So it's specific, a specific goal, a measurable goal. And, hello. I believe an attainable is the next one, a reasonable goal, and then a trackable goal.
And time bound, but
Time-bound,
trackable.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So your plan of action was a little lacking on the
A little off.
what was wrong with it?
So I think one of the main issues I had was the time-bound one. It's hard to implement a plan that you can't do by yourself as a 13-year-old in class without any kind of prior knowledge about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So basically when the teacher was grading it, she didn't see like a sustainable way in a measurable time period that you could.
It's kind of hard to gauge a goal when you're not doing it. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah.
Like,
It's
if I'm saying that I want to implement these all by a certain amount of time, it's hard to say that because
there's a lot of variables.
exactly.
So what would those variables be?
It could be money. There could not be enough money. It could just not work out. Some things could fail. There's too many variables, honestly.
Yeah, well, and I think especially the money, right? Because if you look at, they're already cutting arts at Edison Park, and there's a lot of, issues with the school district's finances in general, finding, have you ever noticed like inside, probably not now, but, and maybe not even at Cypress Lake Middle, but I literally just got some pictures of desks that literally like were collapsing on kids because they were so old and needed, to be replaced, and chairs that are cracked at another classroom. So it's really hard to even wrap your mind around how you could implement something like this when the baseline needs of many classrooms aren't even being met yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's really daunting. It's probably hard for the school board to get all of these needs all in one place, all completed for people. But I think that if they had the money sitting there, that this would be a really amazing initiative.
Yeah, I think one of the best ways to implement this would probably be going one at a time, right? Like ranking what would be the most important thing to have in the classroom based on these three things, and then implementing them one by one.
What do you think is the most cost-effective and easily implemented thing that's on your list right now?
I think cost-effective wise, it'd probably be gamification. But if I'd have to go like most important, would make the biggest change in a classroom, I would do AI personalized curriculums, because that is definitely one of the biggest things I've had struggles with, is like boredom, not having enough work to do, etc. And it's not just me. A lot of my friends who are also gifted have the same issue because they're smart too. They're really smart, and they don't.
You're like not even in the thing. I'm just realizing.
And they don't have. They don't have engaging work to do either.
Yeah. Okay, so if there's dog is behind him. If there's one call to action that you would give the school district or the school or your teachers or anyone that wants to make a change with the students in the classrooms, what would you tell them?
I think we need to learn to budget more.
Why?
I think there have been some unnecessary things that I'm not going to name that have been included in the budget that could be spent on improving.
Name them. Who have you talked to? Who have you talked to unnecessary?
You specifically. We were at the the award ceremony for Cypress, and you were talking about a new school in, I think it was Anon, was it? Or like
And Alva.
Alva,
Yeah.
that you said isn't very necessary because the population of Alva is like pretty low.
You really listen to the things I say, huh?
A lot.
Well, you heard it here first, guys. Thank you so much for being here. It's been an absolute honor and pleasure to interview you. And yeah, anything else?
No,
Thank you.
no problem.
Love you.
Love you.
Thanks, guys.